Oh, Orchid. The OD is building an Orchid. Just to deal with the Phoenix or the Storm. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. Don't think I've seen an Orchid in the recent games with OD. Most of the time it's for the Aghanims.
Yeah, the Force Ags, yeah.
Or stuff.
It's interesting because Storm's actually keeping up in the net worth as well. I mean, you see the difference, you know, Somnus is 7-1 and 1, but the last hits is really paying off, and you know, maybe they got a couple of bounties too as well to work out there. Just shows how much you're able to get with the, if they make some stacks for Storm. It's doing relatively well to keep up, but they're just sitting behind Old 11, who's kind of helping out with taking some objectives. Now, Axie is getting relatively close towards a blink. He's got about 1,000 gold at the moment. So PSG.LGD, you know, using this timing to keep putting some pressure onto the objectives here.
Don't think they can force the issue too much. It's a Phoenix plus Disruptor support duo. Even though, yeah, sure, you have Shadow Demon Mirana. Very strong. Small fights, like a small pick-off. But in the head-on team fight, you're no match against the Phoenix and Disruptor right now. So they have to be more careful about taking a fight. Unless they're really certain they can win it, you know. Maybe they have the numbers advantage. Somebody has a pick-off. But right now, the bounty runes are going to spawn.
They're going to try and smoke up as well and catch Chalice here.
Do they have the blink? They don't.
No, they don't. This is a yeah. Because how do they set up as we AQ?
They need the silence, I think. Or the static storm.
But he's got to run in. Okay, drops it a little late.
I mean, that's way too difficult. That's way too difficult.
I don't know how they attempt that. They even use Stampede just in case.
Yeah.
Do they
mid lane
as well? Another zip in. AQ finds Old 11 as the hood, but it's not going to matter. So AQ finds a double here. I mean, Storm is
way too greedy.
Yeah, Storm is right now doing a lot, and you know, this is going to show how this game's going to continue. Like, it feels like they have two supports that are just going to get absolutely melted by the Storm Spirit. And, Waxy has the dive, but still might be in a little bit of trouble here. Yeah.
But right now, basically the state of the game has gone to the Storm versus the OD, feels like. And looking at the item progression, Storm is going to build a use as well after this. But I don't think he knows that the... But if he saw the Oblivion stuff, he probably knows the Orchid is coming. I think he should stop building the Bloodstone right now and finish the use, so you can counteract the Orchid. I'll be very surprised if he chooses to finish the Bloodstone here.
Because if you get that item, you just die a couple times. It feels like it's just...
And then your game is over.
Yeah, it's just so rough. But I feel like So, I mean, Dire about to get the blink on Wizard. Don't they just, like, absolutely amp up the pace of this game? Because they're not really finding many pickoffs with the Disruptor right now. The Glimpse is only level 3, but...
I feel like they have two use. They have a use on Razor.
He got Bloodstone as well. Wow, sorry, keep going.
Oh, he went for the Bloodstone. Yeah. No, I'm talking about the use as well. The Razor with the use. So he's actually not that tanky, you know. He's not that strong in team fights. And the Axe with the Blink. So they have all these like utility items which doesn't really enhance their team fight combat or trying to out-sustain an enemy. I guess they feel like with the Phoenix plus Disruptor, they are way stronger in the team fight, so they don't really need any of those tank sustain items like a hood or pipe. They're just gonna try to initiate on you and use the two ultimates to win the fight.
Yeah, they're gonna try and make a movement here as well. I feel like they can force something. You know, they got the ultimates. We haven't seen a big fight yet. They also have Blink on Wizard.
Do they have Orchid?
No, he still needs a recipe. But PSG.LGD, they want to try and defend this. You know, the issue is how do you set up? There is a blink on Old 11 though, straight on top of the Razor. They've got the Sunray with the arrow combines. We'll be able to bring down the hero, but the Static Storm egg combination. Newbee, they already lose 2. They're going to lose the egg as well. This fight's not going their favor. They do find the outward Devourer. AQ and Wizard able to catch another Rouge. Nicely done. Old 11's got the follow. So got a decent chunk of mana. The Bloodstone helping up, but Old 11 with the follow right now. It's only 1 point in the double edge. And it looks like they might links up in 5. Really? This is a big kill. They're going to try and get the vision here. And now AQ, he's in trouble. Turns it almost. Old 11 though. The bonus health from the Infest stays alive. Beautifully done.
That was why I'm saying. That's why I don't like the use so much. Look at how quickly he died, the Razor. I think it was a Disrupt, arrow, and he's dead. And the fight was pretty much over because your front line is already gone.
What is, do you know the animation on like actual into arrow disruption arrow? Can you get your scepter off before you get connected, or is it just too difficult?
No way. If the arrow is already on you, you cannot react.
Oh, Faith. We're gonna try and protect this observe board here. They don't have ultis though. I mean, PSG.LGD are very far pushed out, but Order 11 with a glimpse back. Mugi's still in a lot of damage here. They do have the banishment. They gotta be careful. It does get the blink away, but now on the low ground, Chell's just ripping to the support. Wizard's gonna be able to help out with the calls. So Faith tries to TP out X Nova. Oh, he has got no mana.
Nicely done by the X. They're just like trying to stem the bleed right now. They've taken a huge beating from Radiant from that fight because they were supposed to win the fight. They had the Phoenix and Disruptor. And losing the fight would mean that right now, the Lifestealer is going to have his Desolator and OD is going to have his Orchid. So Roshan is going to be, open for the Radiant team right now.
And now it's awkward as well because it feels like Dire can't really make too many aggressive movements because they're about to have the Orchid on OD. And that Storm, if he just zips him a little bit too aggressive, he's just going to get caught out.
They have to play the map and push the crit waves until they have the use on the Storm. And I think the Razor needs to get a BKB though. He's building a Yasha now. I feel like without BKB, there's like not much he can do in the fight.
He's got a leap charge available, but this isn't going to help out. AQ will chase him down.
That's a big kill. Oh, 600 gold. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's actually... he was 5-0. Wow. One thing I want to point out is that the Dire supports are very underleveled. Level 8, he just got level 8 on the Disruptor. I believe he got some of the experience from that kill because of how high of a level the Mirana was. So finally the Glimpse is max, but it feels difficult for them to be able to kind of shove out the lanes. Like Disruptor, not maxed out, and the Thunderstrike is...
Phoenix can do it better.
Phoenix can? Okay.
Yeah, you can use your Fire Spirits. I mean, it's not the quickest, but
they got Static Storm. This, I don't think they killed.
Trying to do that again?
If Storm was there, maybe, but they might catch X Nova if he runs down to the low ground.
Outpost.
Yeah, Outpost, bounty timing. Let's see what's going to happen. Someone's TPing out though, Shadow Demon.
Stop his TP.
Okay, he cancels the TP, but now Chalice is taking way too much damage here. Pops up Rage. X Nova still drops, and now with the Infest. I don't know where Shadow Demon was TPing out at the start of that, but he was
TPing to top to defend the shrine.
And now Disruptor's gonna get caught as well, so he does get the outpost.
So 1-for-1,
yeah,
right?
1-for-1. Yeah. They got the Stampede on top of Wizard here, but now with the slow, that call's not gonna have too much effect here. He's got blinks a little bit too late. Old 11 should have the fall.
Oh, nice one.
Dodge is
very
well
nice.
Done. And Dire in the area, but they've got the Orchid now, so the Phoenix is going to get melted through. Doesn't survive long enough to see the light of day. No dive attempts. Dire going to try and shove out the lanes ASAP. You see AQ top. This is... they're getting close to the yours though. And if he wants, should be able to find that tower as well top with the bounty. So even though Phoenix dies there...
Here comes the Centaur. Do they have a follow-up?
I mean, it's just a Shadow Demon. So it should be fine. Oh, bounty?
So right now, I think that because of the Orchid, the Phoenix shouldn't really finish his vessel though. He needs to buy something to deal with the Orchid. Either use or try to get a Lotus. I think use is much more reasonable at this stage of the game. And he already has the win lace anyway from the trying to build the vessel. I don't think it's important though to finish the vessel.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's that good of a game. It feels core on the Phoenix though.
Yeah, but I think right now that's not what he needs though.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was. I definitely agree with the INTERCEPTOR being needed here. The OD is you're proving a big nuisance throughout these fights, and they're gonna make a movement though.
Moonlight Shadow. Do they have a sentry there? Oh no sentry.
They're gonna find the Shadow Demon, but looks like it doesn't matter. Razor will get caught here, and they find Faith as well. Perfect counter initiation from Vault 11. Catches a second, even drops a Static Storm. Now, can you Roche? You've got Desolator. It's still gonna be a little slow.
They want to keep fighting right now.
They have strong in AQ.
Oh, can they get that? Yeah.
He's got about half mana. He's got to be careful. The Orchid's going to fly. No, Wizard, the counter initiation. They find 3. He's able to get the air goal, but can they turn their attention to it now? Chalice with the rage melts through it. So OD does drop. AQ still fighting. He's got the double damage, and it's a lot of damage here. He's got to be careful though. The root, the storm. That's way too much. He's going to end up falling as well. Old 11, he's not done. Straight on top of Wizard. who started off the fight with a perfect call, but it just didn't matter. Newbee forced to retreat there. They still wanted to take the fight with a couple of heroes down on the decks.
I think that the egg was way too ambitious though, even though the X got a really good call. But I feel like if he didn't really go in an egg and the call after,
Oh, arrow?
then he arrow.
That's... I mean, Fate doesn't have Static Storm though, so they're gonna... Rage does get popped. He doesn't have Infest. The Stampede Shells should be fine. He's gonna follow up, however. So Moogie just without the items right now. He's constantly getting hunted down.
Yep, can't really self-use because of the purge. So there was no way he could get out of that situation. That's why I felt like his item choice is very iffy, you know. Like, doesn't feel... Like, I don't feel like he's strong when he gets the use, and I don't even feel he's strong right now because he needs the BKB, because he went for this race car build. Use and the Yasha. Like, too many small items. Like, we've been talking about this a lot during the games in this event. A lot of players trying to delay the BKB because it's very... It doesn't really feel good if you buy BKB too early, but because the game is going way too quickly right now.
11, long zip in, AQ. Oh, the miss!
Miss?
Wait, how?
What? Why was that a miss?
What?
Huh? He has...
I don't think... I think Moonlight and he didn't have a sentry. I don't know if that affects it.
Yeah, it does. It does. If he has no vision, you will miss.
Yeah, I thought he just got out of sentry range of that last. Wow.
Yeah, that makes sense. Basically, right now, it's like players need to figure out they have to try to get BKBs at a faster timing because the game is so quick right now. If you can't take a fight at a crucial junction, you lose map control and you can't really come back into the game as easily as before because of all the recent changes in the patches, you know. So it's very important that you do not ever delay your BKB too early right now, too much right now.
Yeah, it feels like it's if you go for the, like, say example, he goes Yasha and then goes to and you just can't get enough to find a BKB.
I think you choose only one of the two.
Yeah, it's like yours, and it's just kind of delaying it too much. Like if he goes Yasha BKB then, or yours BKB. If he goes yours BKB then,
he would already have it like probably the last fight, you know. Yeah. Then it would mean that maybe they could have won the last fight because he had a BKB. Like without BKB, what can he do in the fights? He can literally do nothing. He just gets stunned. Yeah, stunned and dying in like what 1 or 2 seconds from the arrow after the arrow lands on him. You know, and there's no save on the enemy team. Yeah, sure they have Sunray, but the Sunray is not going to be enough to keep him alive.
The egg's never staying alive as well. I mean, FY has a BKB, Leap's level 3. I mean, there's absolutely no chance this egg stays alive.
He actually bought a BKB?
I mean, I thought the Phoenix egg wasn't that much of an issue. Like, they have Live Seal, they have Centaur. I feel like they deal with it well.
He's just telegraphing, I am going to BKB hit the egg every time.
Yeah, that's what I imagine. Yeah, he's going Crystals as well. So I guess if you're starting off with this with a BKB, why not just go damage too?
Here comes the gang party. They're gonna try to get the storm here. That's a...
Oh, 11 finds him! They've got the follow-up. Oh no.
That was huge. Amazing play, amazing
and they might be able to... X-Nova can catch someone here potentially. Needs a vision, the poison. They're even gonna stampede to try and catch someone. Oh, they find YXE. Gets the banishment. They're either on the backline with if he wants to... No, he's just gonna TP up, but FY might have found him.
Oh, that was close. 0-11 almost got him.
So they
almost got Moogie.
Yeah, very, very close. And I mean, that was a very fast movement from PSG.LGD. They take Roche, they go mid, snag the Storm, defend bot as well. And now this lane is the next kind of spot they want to push. So that's a beautiful movement from them. They get a couple of kills, you get the lane shoved in. Tier 1 is now under threat. Tier 2, I imagine. They can get some vision down. And what's the play from Newbee right now? What do you think they're trying to do? Because they can't. BKB. It doesn't seem like they can fight. So just stall until BKB. Okay.
Yeah, they have to stall until they get the double BKB. I mean, even the X BKB is gonna help a lot. They have 3 BKBs in a bit.
Wizard mid. That's a lot of damage. That's soul capture.
Is 2 supports.
Yeah, this is
giving him the treatment.
PSG.LGD right now are just showing what these supports are able to do in game 1 right now. I mean, Wizard is just getting constantly right-clicked. I mean, he's just got a goddamn BKB and even down bottom.
How can the OD just come at the last minute to steal the kill from the supports? They work so hard for that kill.
I mean, it's right now. Those 2 supports have been so much pressure across the map. You see the kill participation as well. 25 out of 32 on the Mirana. He is just bodying them. And they're going to walk up high ground here. Dio, how do you defend this? I mean, you're going to try and
No
deal with the
BKB,
creeps,
no.
but Razor has BKB now. Storm's actually going to go Ags, but he's got 9 Bloodstone charges, so they just get pretty much a full set here.
He's not getting BKB on Storm? Really? Okay.
Them Soul 11. That's just the disruption.
Done.
They got the disruption and the astral as well, so multiple ways to be able to just take away the effect of the glimpse. I wonder if this is why we haven't really.
Yeah, like you said, the Storm is doing a job. The Storm has to go find the supports, the backline, Shell Demon, OD.
Yeah, they're currently just. But that's the issue. Like you have, if Storm goes on Shadow Demon, like sorry, like FY can't really help out, but you know X Nova has the Glimmer, has the disruption. Even OD can like astral the support defensively if you want to. Like it's just not an easy way still to find them. Like he has to get these supports, yeah. But it's so.
Basically, the ideal fight for them is like the Storm goes in, he tries to get vision, open the fight, and then the Phoenix will go put the egg. And the moment that BKB and hit the egg, the X will bring in and call them. That is the, I think, the best way that the fight could happen for Daya. On top of my head right now.
Once, yeah, he's gonna go back BKB, so yeah, he's gonna struggle. And they're just gonna walk higher ground. I mean, no one's defending this at the moment, a little bit of damage in. They still have Aegis for another minute 30 here. Trying to deal with the creep as best as they can, but now does it forward. OD, Static Storm, only clips onto one. Chalice is able to get the rage off the egg very defensively as well. It's a fair bit of damage here.
Oh, here comes the Rihanna.
But they're going to turn it around with Razor melting through. Is able to get the BKB off. They do lose some Rana though, Old 11. Once they have the cleanup crew, however, dives a little bit too far underneath the tier 4 tower. The Infest once again. Chalice going to give him a little bit of bonus health here. Astral is available if they can get off fast enough, but look at the Storm Spirit. Is going to be careful here. Can they bring him down after the Yaws? Gets a long zip away. So
very nice save.
I mean, they still have the Ages and Old 11, thanks to the bonus health coming through from Chalice. Can they find the glimpse back, however? The vision's going to come through. Wizard actually misses with a call, unfortunately, but now he's going to set up the fight once again with a 4-star Finn. Does pop the BKB just to try and deal with the Disruptor. They're going to be careful how deep they do dive here with the BKB now on cooldown from Somnus, but they find Astral back. I mean, this is a lot of damage. He's still got the ultimate to play around with if he needs to. And now they'll find the Disruptor on the backline. Old 11 just hunting down the supports. AQ's trying to do as much as he can, but look at Old 11. What's he doing? He's diving faster, T4. The space, this man can just, he doesn't give a damn.
It doesn't even feel like the enemy base for the Sentinel.
Yeah, this is my home now. This is absolutely my home, and he's still got Ages. It's about to tick out though. They might be able to time this relatively soon. It's a couple of seconds. He will ends up falling. So nice. It's a full health back in our faith. I mean, he doesn't get stunned up, but Chalice directly just runs at the Disruptor. They're just brute forcing to get on top of these supports, and Daya, they're not doing the same right now.
That was like 1 second. If they actually delayed the kill, the Aegis would have expired. I was like very close.
I thought they were attempting that AQ.
Oh, nicely. Nice
They
heals.
could turn it potentially. Stampede is available though. Moogie. A fair bit of damage here, but now with the static link, drains away Old 11. They will try and disengage, but on the backline, Wizard finds a catch. Egg as well combined up. X Nova's up to the side here if he can get the disruption out fast enough, so they won't be able to deal with the Egg this fight. However, now with the stun onto 3. OD's going to get caught on the high ground as well, so doesn't have any counter potential here. The life still controlled, however, the Cole is still alive. He's got the bonus health coming through thanks to the feast. Now Wizard's just got to disengage. They drop the hammer. Waxy will end up dropping. They've already used the blink, unfortunately. The axe creates a little bit of distance here, but it's just not going to matter. PSG.LGD, they bring the numbers. The Goon Squad shows up, and it's the Somnus show right now. But FY, all right, trying to fight Moogie will be able to. I mean, this is your position 4, just doing some not very good stuff to the Razor right now.
Plus 80 leap attack speed. There you go. Who's the carry now?
Who's the carry now? He's 8-2 and 18. They are just havoc across the map, and feels like we've had a bloodbath this game. Like it's just not really been any stop and start, and they can just end it here. So AQ does have the Ags, but this is now no BKB. They don't have Glyph as well, so I don't know how they're going to be able to hold on until the Axe is alive. That's really the hero they need, it feels like. They're going to try and attempt, but the throne's just falling way too fast here. Somnus able to pop the BKB. Still can turn their attention to the heroes if they want to here, and that with the INTERCEPTOR up. Storm gets a zip, but I mean, it's LGD, they are so content. They know this game is in the bag. They're even probably going to fountain dive if they really want to. The G's are dropped, and I mean, a beautiful game coming through from PSG.LGD to secure the game 1 victory over Newbee.
Can you share the MVP with the Mirana and the Shadow Demon?
You probably could, honestly. It felt like they played so well.
They are kind of one this game. They played like one.
That's the thing, you know, they have so much kill threat, you know. It's kind of like when we see like a Legion and a Sky, those two play together, and the amount of times that FY and X Nova were just able to find multiple heroes that were just, I mean, they were killing the Razor. Like Mookie just struggled so much this game.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to see a save, you know, instead of like a X. Whenever you're dealing with this kind of Shadow Demon Mirana, you need someone to be able to, you know, get yourself out of the nasty combination. Anything, you know, like an Oracle out, a Baden, Legion. It's very valuable against a combination play like Shadow Demon Mirana. And because they don't have that, you can see in the early game, you remember, there was like so much pressure on the map, they couldn't really push out the waves properly. Whenever you don't see, oh guys, you ping Shadow Demon Mirana, both missing, and everyone's like hugging the tower.
Yeah, they just have to play so defensive, and Radiant did a really good job of being able to control the jungle and the vision, and
also the first fight, you remember, the mid push, the tier 1, where we felt like, oh, this is the time for the Phoenix and Disruptor to shine. And because the Razor went for use, he stood in the front line. He got what? Disrupt